Hey everybody, Dr. Brown here. Listen, not too long ago we decided to take some tough apologetics questions from our church so that we could provide answers. So I'm going to start with one today. How do dinosaurs fit into the creation story? There are many Holy Spirit-filled, Bible-believing people that believe different things. They can't all be right, but it also doesn't mean they aren't saved. So we shouldn't get caught up in the minor details, but as Christians, it is great to discuss these things, and in the bigger picture, it doesn't take away from the major doctrines. Our salvation depends on what Jesus did that we couldn't do for ourselves. Now, there are two major prevailing theories when we talk about this. Some people are what we call old earthers. They believe that the dinosaurs lived right up until 65 million years ago and were destroyed by a comet or some other major natural disaster. This view leans heavily on the presupposition that life arose by chance, and this is the dominant view in the scientific community. Now, the other view is what we call young earthers. They believe the earth is around 10 to 20,000 years old. An interesting fact is that the one animal that never stops growing throughout its whole life is the lizard. So one thought is that in the pre-flood atmosphere, lizards could have lived for hundreds and hundreds of years because humans were able to do just that. And this is possibly where dinosaurs became humongous. The word dinosaur means terrible lizard, which is just a really interesting fact. Scientists have also discovered soft tissue in dinosaur bones recently, and with that, blood cells and collagen. Collagen has a shelf life of around 900,000 years. But if so, then it is really interesting that we are seeing 65 million year old dinosaur bones with collagen still present. Recently in Brazil, scientists discovered or stumbled upon a truly fascinating discovery. Ancient human petroglyphs etched alongside dinosaur tracks. These tracks belonging to various dinosaur species like theropods, sauropods, and ornithopods offer a rare glimpse into the coexistence of ancient humans and these prehistoric creatures. It's quite a marvel to imagine that these ancient people might have had some understanding of the significance of these fossil records, even if they likely didn't comprehend the exact origins of the tracks. After all, humans and dinosaurs existed millions and millions of years apart, supposedly. The discovery was made by researchers from Brazil's National Institute of Historic and Artistic Heritage. These petroglyphs, believed to be created around 3,000 to 9,000 years ago, offer a fascinating connection between ancient humans and the distant past of the dinosaurs. Now, if you were a young earther and asked the question, how did Noah get all these animals on the ark? A quick answer for that would be that the vast majority of dinosaurs were small. You would have also only needed babies on the ark. John Woodmarat, author of the definitive Noah's Ark, a feasibility study, estimated that only 15% of the animals on the ark would have been larger than a sheep. This figure does not take into account the possibility that God may have brought Noah infant animals, which can be significantly smaller than adult animals. How many animals were on the ark? Woodmarat estimates about 8,000 kinds. Now you ask, what is a kind? The designation of kind is thought to be much broader than the designation species. Even as there are over 400 dog breeds, all belonging to one species, so many species can belong to one kind. Nevertheless, even if we presume that kind is synonymous with species, there are not very many species of mammals, birds, amphibians, and reptiles. The leading systematic biologist, Ernst Mayr, gives the number as about 17,600, allowing for 2 of each species on the ark, plus 7 of the so-called clean kinds of animals, plus a reasonable increment for known extinct species. It is obvious that not more than, let's say, about 50,000 animals were on the ark. Long story short is that whether you are an old earther or a young earther, this is a minor detail. God sent His Son to die for all. He did what we couldn't do for ourselves. You are loved.